box number 3, whatever could be inside. Well, if you guessed Angry Birds, well, you're a bit of a wise ass now, aren't you? Of course there's Angry Birds in here. The question is, which ones? Well, it's a bit of a hodgepodge this week. I believe there's some Seasons, there's some Rio, there's some Go, there's some Stella, and I think there's one classic item that I couldn't quite squeeze into the first unboxing. It was going to be hard to keep a consistent theme throughout all of these, so I've designated a box or two to have a mix of some smaller themes. So let's take a gander. All items that we take a look at today will be up for grabs on my eBay shop starting May 18th, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So nothing special this week. Unless, of course, you consider the items themselves to be something quite special. But I'll leave that estimation up to you. Anyways, the box. It is closed. It must be opened. So, let me use the skills I've acquired via Fruit Ninja to open this thing up. It is essentially a Gusto's crate. For those of you into the Fruit Ninja lore, you will understand. If not, I mean, we can be fans of all mobile games, right? They all come from the golden era. Surprised Commonwealth never acquired the license to Fruit Ninja in the first place. We were seemingly really big into the whole app toys thing. There's a whole line they were pushing, hence the whole Angry Birds thing, but Fruit Ninja was not one of them. Fruit Ninja collection coming soon. I would like those sample arcade bananas that they did, that showed off at Toy Fair once. Need to find the whereabouts of those. Fruit Ninja collection coming soon? Question. Maybe one day. Not that I collect that stuff anyways, but I would like those as the banana connoisseur. Anyways. Angry Birds, am I right? Come, let me show you. Alright. We start with the 8-inch blue plush. This is from Angry Birds Rio, of course. This one doesn't seem to have a hang tag. It looks like it got lost along the way, but it does have the press here tag right at the top, near the topmost feathers. Make sound? Not anymore, but see, it does have a production code, so it must have had a side tag at one point. Unfortunately, it does not anymore. This is one of the original releases from G11. So doing some quick math here. What is this? This is going to be, see, FG. This is going to be August 2011, I want to say. So there you go. Blue 8-inch. I think we have a couple of these in today's unboxing. Here's another one. See, this one has the hang tag, the larger scale hang tag, front, back. It is, well, completely identical otherwise, right? So the sound does not work. This would have been sold on toywiz.com probably. That's where a lot of these non-platformed, that's what the box on the bottom of some plushies, that's what you call it, a retail platform. Also call it a retail display box, whatever you want. But the plushies that don't have that were likely sold online or in some other store other than Toys R Us. But a lot of these Rio plushies, especially the ones with sound, ended up at Toys R Us stores. And a lot of the 8-inch ones ended up in retail display boxes. This one does not have that, but fully tagged, still a great looking plush. Of course, it's nice to have Blue, the main character of the Rio movie. We have quite a few of them in this box, as you can see. There's another one. I believe here's the fourth. No slim pickings for the Blue. There you go. I believe there's a few more pretty conventional Rio plushies in here. Here's a 5-inch Nico, fully tagged as well, with the sound chip. Take it the sound doesn't work, right? Yeah, you're gonna be hard-pressed to find any plushies these days with working sound chips. Always nice when you can get it, but as long as you got the press here tag, that's pretty cool in my book. Of course, he's in fantastic shape otherwise. All tags. He is a G11 as well. Almost looks like a C. These are all HK12. So these are probably from the very first production run that they did for the United States. Here's a second Nico plush. All these Rio plushies have quite the charming looks now, don't they? Gotta love these designs. Here's Nico with his giant bottle cap. And here is the main villain of the Rio movies. We have the 5-inch Nigel plush. I think he might be my favorite in the set besides the Marmoset, who is objectively the most unique, but I think Nigel is almost right up there. Of course, he's got all the tags as well. Same production run, G11. Perfect shape. Take it the sound doesn't work. Nuh-uh. Big sad, but there you go. Nigel, and I believe we have two. Here is yet another Nigel. Alright. Let's continue the theme of 5-inch Rio plushies. But this time, let's go with this little Goofy Goober. This is of course the 5-inch red cage bird. But this is not the good stuff, and this is not the retail. The retail doesn't even exist. This is of course the sample 5-inch red cage bird. And wow, does that ever look amazing. I mean, this little guy must have spent his entire life sitting behind cardboard, which admittedly is on brand for these cage birds. Not that I want some 5-year-old playing with a red cage bird sample. That would make me look like a mildly depressed exotic bird. But maybe they're allergic to cardboard and I just don't know it. That's why they look like this. But you can save him by buying him.
Please save me. I can't do it anymore. A decade. Trapped inside a box. It does a number on you.
The proportions on this guy look far better than the good stuff in my opinion, which of course is a given. The good stuff tends to look a bit too wonky and a bit too skinny. This one will fit far better with your retail cage birds, like your green, your fuchsia, your purple. You have the blue cage bird from Canada. This one looks far better. And we also have the other infamous claw machine exclusive, of course that being the yellow cage bird. And if you couldn't tell these were samples by their retail quality, their shape, you can also tell by their tush tags, which for some reason are second generation tush tags, which we did see before on some cage bird samples. I have no idea why they use this tag, considering they had the art for the Rio Sonin label when they were sampling these. These are HK12. Interesting. But here you go. Claw machine exclusive duo. Of course, we don't have the 5-inch blue cage bird here, unfortunately, but these two will have to suffice. These two are the more infamous of the three anyways. The blue cage bird, a lot of people still think the 5-inch came out of retail, only the 8-inch did. The blue is still a claw machine exclusive. Anyways, those two are pretty cool. Let's move on to seasons, shall we? And with it, the return of the dreaded 6-inch Devil Red. Not quite a 5-inch, not quite a 6-inch either. It is actually a 5.75-inch released at Walmart stores in 2011. He is virtually identical to all the previous Devil Reds that have invaded the previous unboxings. Wave 3 is not spared from Devil Red's wrath. He has the hang tag on the side, second generation Sonin label, HK98. You know, all these Devil Reds, they're all great plushies, and they're all in perfect condition. I'm just a bit tired of seeing them, honestly. We had a whole box just absolutely packed full of them, this size. And, of course, the plushies have to go somewhere, and they just get spread amongst the unboxings. And, of course, on brand, we have two of them. But I assure you, these will be the only two Devil Reds that appear in Wave 3. Just happen to be in the same box, because we're trying to go with a sub-theme of seasons here. So there you go. This one actually looks a bit fatter than this one. I guess take your pick. Might just list them separately because the tags are actually in different condition. This one perfectly straight. This one is a bit bowed. But anyway, Devil Reds, no sound because, well, you're going to be hard-pressed to find the Trick or Treat set with sound chips anyways, let alone the Walmart release. Alright. Next up, let's go with Valentine's Day, Hogs and Kisses. And the hardest plush to find in that set is, of course, the Cupid Pig. And this, of course, is the hardest to find variation of Cupid Pig, that, of course, being the fluffy 8-inch variation. And according to the tush tag, this one actually might be a sample. This one has no production code at all, HK12, but to me it just looks like the regular production release. It has the shiny wings on the back and the embroidered hearts on the front. Otherwise, it's just a regular minion pig, but an iconic one at that. It's one of the main characters that appears in the Hogs and Kisses episode. The Cupid Pig was only released for 2012, and I believe it was released in 2013, but only as the 8-inch, but that one is extremely rare. It was discontinued after some of those production runs. Did not make it to the Target re-release in 2014. There you go. For my 8-inch Hogs and Kisses collectors, here's the Cupid Pig you've been looking for. I've never seen it with the sound chip, and I've never seen it inside a retail display. And if you're curious as to why it's so uncommon compared to the regular Valentine's plushies, there were two different assortments. So there was a Valentine's specific one that had all four of the main Valentine's plushies, and then there was another mix that was released all throughout 2012 and 2013 called the Girls Assortment. Those had the female Red, the female Matilda, and the Bo Pig. That assortment did not include the Cupid Pig, so he was only released seasonally for Valentine's. That's why it's the most uncommon. That's why you don't see it with the sound chip too often either. But anyway, Cupid Pig, pretty cool. And then even cooler than that, at least to me, is this big guy. This is the 12-inch Bo Pig. How about that one? You don't see 12-inch Hogs and Kisses plushies too often, let alone fully tagged. This is in fact the production variation. This is a, K11 HK12, so this thing was done up in November 2011, released for the 2012 Valentine's holiday season. Check that out. Does the sound chip work? And unfortunately it does not, but all the tags are there, and that's a wicked cool looking plush. If you have the Girl Bird and the Valentine's Matilda go with it, I'm sure this will be a fine addition to your collection. One that probably won't pop up on the old eBay anytime soon, if ever again, frankly. I almost never, ever see these. So what a cool opportunity. I would collect the 12-inch, but I don't have the room. I mean, I got an Angry Birds space problem here. There's too many Angry Birds in my room. I can't afford to collect the 12-inch or the jumbo size plushies, but you can if you want to, and I think this Bo Pig will be a nice addition for you. Anyhow. Always like the obscure 12-inch variation plushies. You don't see them very often, if at all. And then speaking of obscure size variations, we have the 8-inch variation of the Go Green Get Lucky Red. And as many of you will know, Commonwealth did not officially release the Go Green Get Lucky plushies in the 8-inch scale. So this is in fact a sample. Yet again, we've seen actually a couple of these in the previous unboxings, but here is another shot at it. So if you're an 8-inch collector and you want your Go Green Get Lucky plushies to scale with the rest of yours because you don't like the officially released 5-inch variations, here's another chance. This is the one with the more yellow-orange colored belt buckle as opposed to the gold, which is the other variation, and the color that appeared on the production version. HK12, second generation. That's pretty neat. So, there you go. These plushies aren't easy to find as is, let alone the released 8-inch variation, which the only chance you'll have to buy is through the Commonwealth collection, because we're the only people who have them. Now, enough of seasons. How about that one classic item that I alluded to, which is this big guy. This is a Good Stuff Toys FY Production Classic Assortment. This is the 5-inch variation, which comes with Red, Blue, Chuck, Bomb, Matilda, and the Minion Pig. So, obviously, according to the writing on the bag, this is for production. So these would have been identical to what the claw machines actually ended up getting. These were from, April 2011, so these are, of course, amongst the first that they ever made in the Good Stuff specific factories. Which factory are these from? 1 second, see if I can actually see. I have to reach my hand in the bag in order to see this. I can get in there, despite it being taped. These are from what factory? It's either BD or FY. These are FY, okay. Not that that matters. You're not going to see a quality difference. They are always going to be quite wonky, but Good Stuff Toys do have their charm. If you want the entire classic assortment, sans the Mustache Pig, Helmet Pig, and King Pig, well, here it is. It's pretty cool. Not the 6.5 inch, not the 8 inch, but the 5 inch assortment. Sealed in the bag with this piece of tape on the top. Of course, 2nd gen. Okay. And then we have some Go plushies in here. We have the 5 inch undamaged Helmet Pig. An iconic fan favorite of this set at this point. This one has all of its tags, the 4th gen touch tag, the 4th gen hang tag, and it's looking quite sharp, I must say. It has the buck teeth up front, of course. It has no cracks in that helmet, and it's looking quite in line with the classic pig plushies, minus those bucktooth teeth, of course, but he'll fit right in with your minion pigs and your damaged helmet pigs and the like. So you got these little embroidered eyebrows on top right here. Probably not all that accurate to how he looks in Angry Birds Go, given that he should be in the Toon style. This is more classic style, if you can even call it that. It's kind of a hybrid between the two, but a brilliant looking plush, and I know one that many are after, because, well, I think Commonwealth probably made a mistake doing the damaged helmet pig, but they probably weren't given a choice, because that was probably the art that Rovio provided for them, right? So they just copied what the art looks like, and, well, they made the damaged helmet pig. But same mistake was not made here. This guy is looking much better. And the bucktooth teeth are quite charming, you gotta admit. And then, debatably, an even bigger fan favorite than the undamaged helmet pig is, of course, the Toon-style King Pig, also from the Angry Birds Go set. And just what an amazing plush it is. The sculpt, the shape. Commonwealth absolutely nailed this guy. Looks like you just took him straight off the screen of Angry Birds Go. He's got all the details you want. He's got these little spots on his right side, these little ears next to his very ornate, tall crown, which appears to be a bit tilted, but I'm sure you can get that in working order, straightened out. Got little blue jewels that are embroidered, as well as some accent stitching. Went all the way around. And of course, he has a little tail around the back, a detail you don't often see on pig plushies. And this big protruding snout up front. Those derpy eyes just captures the vibe of this character so well. Clearly my favorite plush in the set, right? I think I can keep praising this guy all day. See, got this big mouth under here. Probably one of the best samples that Commonwealth made. And he doesn't have to be specific to Angry Birds Go either. He can just be your run-of-the-mill Toons King Pig, I suppose. He's got no racing gear after all. That's how Rovio designed him. They were either being extremely lazy, or this is just how they wanted him to appear in the game. He has all the tags that you'd want. He's got the hang tag and the 4th gen tush tag. I believe the hang tag does have a handwritten style number. It says 97194. I believe that second number is a 7. Anywho, I can heap praise on this plush all day. Just absolutely perfect. One of the best samples that Commonwealth made, hands down. And it's the 8 inch variation, which I know a lot of people prefer for scaling purposes. He does have the matte fur, like most Go plushies do, except for the 12 inch plushies, which we have not put up for sale yet, but whether you prefer that or not, take it or leave it. 8 inch Go King Pig. Super sick. Alright, next up, we have the Stella plushies, but these are backpack clips. Check these out. These are all tangled and clipped together. That is quite a bizarre way of storing them. Yes, this is how they were stored in the Commonwealth archives. I would untangle them all, but this is going to take all day if I do that. The Stella backpack clips are infamous, at least in the community, for being delabeled on eBay. Those are the ones that you'll find most often, carded or not. The tush tags will have black scribbles on them, and the cardboard backers will have black scribbles on them. Incoherent, stupid, dumb. It sucks, it ruins a lot of them, but these ones will not have that problem. There's a few more right here. These are indeed samples. These are not the production variations, though they are pretty much identical, except for the tush tag, which is not Angry Birds Stella specific. This is a regular old 4th gen. No production code, which also tells you that they are samples. So we have Stella, we have Poppy, we have Luca, We have Willow. We have Dahlia. And of course we have Gale. They're all in brilliant condition. They look very cool in this little small scale. All matte fur, of course. And no hang tags, no cardboard backers. They are just as is, but they are clean. They are not delabeled, and they are tangled. Interestingly, the Stella backpack clip is the only one that gets the pink clip. The rest of them get the black plastic clip. Though I'm pretty sure that's how they were in production. So if you've been looking for clean Stella backpack clips, this is your opportunity. Tangled nonetheless, but clean Stella backpack clips. I'll of course untangle them for the eBay shop, and maybe I'll see that they're different than production in some way, other than the touch tag, but to me they look identical to production. So these must have been done up fairly close, if not just before the Stella backpack clips officially went into production. So there you go. Are there 2 of each one? Looks like it. Is there only 1 poppy? No, there's 2. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 of each one. So there you go. Stella backpack clips. Clean ones. Alright, and then the last item of today's unboxing, we circle back to Rio. We have the Jumbo Monkey. Let me get him out of the plastic bag prison that he's in. So this is no ordinary Jumbo Monkey. The Jumbo Marmoset is one of the rarest plushies a Commonwealth ever made. That's a given. All the Jumbo Rio plushies are. This, however, is the sample. This was the first one that they made. He has a, if you can see this, a 2nd generation Angry Birds touch tag, just like those cage birds that we looked at. HK98. He's got no sound chip, not in his ear, not in his chest either. Wow, is this even fitting on the screen? Let me get back here. Is this, I'm pretty sure you can probably see the whole thing. So it's no different than the regular Marmoset. It's the exact same pattern that went into production, so this must have been fairly close to production, if it looks like this. Got the big tail around back, these big droopy ears. It's absolutely fantastic. The Jumbo plushies look so good, and I wish I could collect them all, but I just don't have the space. I have an Angry Birds problem around here, as you know. So, Jumbo Marmoset, he sits up. His feet are strong enough to support him. His arms and his feet together, that is. So there you go. Pretty cool. This will cost quite a bit to ship to whoever buys it, but I hope you do. Give him a good home, just like the rest of these plushies, which need a home, because my home is not it. Anywho, if you're interested in buying any of these items, check out my eBay shop, May 18th, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any comments, questions, or complaints, you can let me know in the comment section below. And with that I say, peace out.